Okay guys, so today is our second day reviewing category 3. So today we're going to go over similar shapes and figures, scale drawings, and volume. So go to where it says teacher station on your paper for today. Should be the back side or the back 2 pages when you fold it. Okay, so problem number 1. Pentagon ABCDE is similar to pentagon RSTUV. The perimeter of a pentagon ABCDE is 36.8 centimeters. What is the length of ST? So first of all, we're looking for ST. So I can label that over here. And to find the corresponding side, I can look up here and see ST, and that means that BC is going to be the corresponding side. I can also look at the angles. It's the one between or right next to the one with 3 circles to show that it's that angle. So I'm going to be looking for X right here. So in order to find that, I have to have this BC length. So I'm going to use the information that it gave us. It says that it has a perimeter of 36.8. So perimeter is the distance around an entire figure. Oopsies. Okay, so you guys need to find that distance on your own now. Okay, so hopefully you need to add up all of the sides that we were given and then subtract it from the total perimeter to get the length of BC, which is 6. And now, remember, back to similar shapes and figures, we have to set up a proportion of corresponding sides. So if I'm going to find the side, I need to find the corresponding side to the only other dimension we have a length of on this figure. So UV is going to correspond to DE. Okay, so we have to write these in the same order on both sides of the proportion. So if I do 6 first from this figure 1, then I have to do X on top from figure 2. And then I'm going to put the other 2 sides, so same order, 13.2, so it's going to go on the bottom here. And then 33 is going to go on the bottom on this side. So of course, once we have our proportions set up, everybody should know, next step is cross product. So 13.2x is equal to 6 times 33, 33 times 6, 3 times 6 is 18, 18 plus 1 is 19, so 198. Got to get x by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 13.2, divide by 13.2. Alright guys, do that division on your own, hit pause. Okay, so once I work out my division, I find my answer from 198 divided by 13.2 is 15. So 15 is that missing dimension for segment ST. So my answer is C. Next problem says, in the scale used on a blueprint, 1/4 inch represents 2 feet. On the blueprint, what is the length of a room with an actual length of 20 feet? So we're looking for the blueprint length if the actual length is 20 feet. And we know that 1/4 represents 2 feet. So knowing that this is a scale drawing problem, it says scale, we know we have to set up a proportion. And we always do drawing over actual. So I always put the scale on the left and then the given dimensions on the right side of the proportion. So the scale being 1/4 inch represents 2 feet. And then I'm going to do, it says we're looking for the blueprint. So drawing is on top, so that's what I do not know. And we do know that the actual length is 20 feet. And of course we keep our dimensions consistent, so feet always goes on the bottom. So from there, once a proportion's set up, we always do our cross product. So 2x equals 1/4 times 20. So some of you guys are going to want to do 20 times 20 times 0.25, which is 1/4 as a decimal. Some of you are going to want to set it up as a fraction times 20 over 1 because you know you need to do that. Either way is fine. You can also know if you multiply times a fourth, you're dividing by 4. Same as taking out common factors from the diagonal. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So we have 5 over 1, or simply 5. We have to get x by itself, so I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. 5 divided by 2. We should know this, but 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down a 0. 2 times 5 is 10. Put my decimal up top. So x is 2.5. And we know that 0.5 is 1/2 in fraction form, so our answer is D. Okay, so next problem. Dominic measures a wedge of Parmesan cheese. He grates the cheese and it fills a container that holds 310 cubic centimeters. All right, so make sure you're painting a picture in your mind. So you're in the kitchen, you have a container, and you're grating cheese into it. It says, how much more space does the grated cheese take than the wedge? So basically, we're trying to find how much more. So what operation is that telling you? This should tell you difference, okay? Which is what operation? Subtraction. Good. What else is this problem telling us? So we know that he's talking about 310 cubic centimeters. So cubic tells us we're dealing with volume. All right. So if we're talking about volume, what is this shape? Is this a pyramid or a prism? Well, we know it doesn't come up to 1 point, so it's not a pyramid. It must be a prism. So if it's a prism, we're going to use the formula volume equals area of the base times height. So if this is a prism, it has to have 2 parallel bases. So don't get fooled by which space it's sitting on. It's sitting on a rectangle, but there's not a parallel base to that. So it's actually a triangular prism. So my base is a triangle. So always we're going to shade in the base to help us out. Going to come over here to the right and do area of the base. So it's a triangle. So area equals 1/2 base times height. So it's 1/2 12 times 4. Half of 12 is 6. So 6 times 4 equals 24. So that's going to get plugged in right here. And then we need the height of the prism. So think about if it was sitting on this base, how high would it stand off the table? So it's 10 centimeters. And I know that if I multiply something by 10, I'm just moving my decimal 1 point or adding a 0 in this case. So it's 240 centimeters cubed. Now don't be fooled because I see that answer over here, but look, what is it asking it for? It says how much is the difference. It's not saying just how much does the cheese, what space does the cheese take up. It says what is the difference. So I'm going to take what the container holds, 310, I'm going to subtract the cheese, so 240. Borrow here, 11 minus 4 is 7, so 70 centimeters cubed. So here is our correct answer of B. Okay, a triangular prism with a base length of 9 inches and a base height of 6 inches. So triangular prism, I know that my base is a triangle. It's giving my dimensions of 9 and 6, okay? And has a volume of 243 cubic inches. What is the height? So I'm looking for the height in this case. So it already tells us it's a prism, so we don't have to think about that. So I know volume equals area of the base times height. So again, I need to find the area of the base. So it's a triangle. So area equals 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, 9 times 6. 6 is even, so I'm going to divide that by 2. It's 3. So 3 times 9 is 27. Going to fill it back into my formula here. Then it also tells me the volume is 243. Oops. My 27 didn't come out clear, sorry. So, what I'm missing here is my height. That's what I'm looking for. So to get h by itself, I have to divide both sides by 27. Do that now. Okay, so when I divided, I got my answer to be 9. 9 is the height of my prism. So that's what it's looking for, height of the prism. Answer is A. Last problem. Lexi created a triangular pyramid as part of her science fair project. The triangular base has a height of 8 centimeters and a length of 6 centimeters. The height of the pyramid is 12. Determine the volume of her pyramid. So we know that it's a pyramid, so we're going to use volume equals 1/3 area of the base times height. So I want you guys to go ahead and press pause and do the calculation on your own. Okay, so once you found the area of the base, so it's a triangle, so we used 1/2 base times height. I got 24, and I filled that back into our equation. And I also filled in the height of the pyramid. So now I'm going to go through and do my calculations. So 1/3 times 24 means the same as 24 divided by 3. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. So I'm going to do 8 times 12. Come over here and do my math. 12 times 8, 2 times 8, 16, 8, 9. So I got 96 centimeters cubed. I'm sure y'all all got that right. You are so ready, and great job. Now if you finish before rotations are up, then just move on to another problem to do practice on your own.